Thomas Tuchel reflects on Chelsea's goalless draw at Wolves. Thomas Tuchel has reacted to Chelsea's 0-0 draw against Wolves in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. A COVID and injury-hit Blues side were forced to play the match at Molineux after having their postponement request rejected by the Premier League. Chelsea worked tirelessly against Bruno Lager's side and had to settle for a point, which sees them fall further behind in the title race, the least of their concerns right now. Tuchel wasn't pleased with the decision not to call the game off, but understood it. He accepted Chelsea's struggles on a foggy afternoon, admitting his side could have nicked all 3 points if they had shown some more quality. As quoted by Football London, he said, "Of course, there was a lot of noise going on in the last 24 hours. Is this the perfect environment to prepare for a match? No, for sure not. We focused late, we did a late and short meeting and we tried to do our best. We struggled in the first half after a very strong start in the first 5 minutes, to adapt to Wolves' shape, and we were a bit late in all the challenges. The reaction in the second half was very, very good and was a good performance. We could have won it with a bit of luck, a little bit more quality. A0-0 at Wolves, we have another clean sheet, so a lot of positive things. It is hard to create chances. It was clear before the game that it is hard to score goals here, this is clear. So I think to analyze this game isolated and purely this game, I am absolutely okay. We could have won it with a bit of luck, here and there a bit more quality, a shot or more or little situations on our side, but I am very happy with how we played in the second half." Tuchel admitted his squad are worried about their health following the positive results. He added, "The points that hurt are the points we lost at home against Manchester United, Burnley and Everton. These are the points that hurt, not today. I can't and will not comment on other decisions about postponed games. We never compared ourselves to another situation, we were just worried about the safety of players. The players were worried about their health because we had several positive results in several days." Kai Havertz suffers a second COVID-19 setback amid Chelsea cases. Chelsea attacker Kai Havertz has suffered another COVID-19 setback after testing positive for the second time since arriving at the club. The German was out of action throughout November last season due to contracting the virus, with the 22-year-old now having to isolate once again. He is now one of 7 players at the club who have recently tested positive. Speaking to the media ahead of the clash against Wolves on Sunday, Thomas Tuchel confirmed that Chelsea had suffered yet more cases, adding to the 4 that were revealed earlier in the week, with Simon Johnson confirming the German attacker had tested positive. "We have 7 positive cases, we were made to be in the bus and travel together for 3 hours, we're in meeting together, in dinner and lunch, and the situation does not feel like it will stop. I am worried from a medical point of view, we have had 4 days of consecutive tests. How will it stop if we are in a bus together and in meetings? We are disappointed, we are a bit angry. We applied to not play and put the situation under control and it was rejected. It is very hard to understand it, we are concerned about the health of the players. We end up with players who played coming from injuries and we." Thomas Tuchel delivers Trevoh, Chalobah and Hakim Ziyech injury updates. Thomas Tuchel has provided an update on the conditions of Chelsea duo Trevoh Chalobah and Hakim Ziyech following their 0-0 draw against Wolves. Chelsea headed to the West Midlands with problems all over the pitch. Personnel was light with several out injured, while a rise in positive COVID-19 cases saw the total rise to 7. They asked for the game to be postponed, but the Premier League knocked back the request and they were made to play at a foggy Molineux on Sunday afternoon. Tuchel had to reluctantly rush players back, including putting N'Golo Kante and Chalobah in midfield together, and his risk didn't pay off. Chalobah was replaced at half-time after he failed to shrug off his first-half injury following an aerial collision with Thiago Silva. That wasn't the only injury concern Chelsea added to their long list when they made the trip back down south. Ziyech also limped off in the second half for Mateo Kovacic. Tuchel gave an update on the duo. Chalobah is in pain and needs to be examined, while Ziyech's condition was more positive. Trevoh, "Hopefully, it is just painful," said the Chelsea boss post-match. At the moment, it is very painful. We still have hopes that it is not serious, but we need to wait for further examination. For Hakim, I don't think it's bad. He got hit on his nerve on the calf. It was tight. He was limping and we had to take him off. Antonio Rudiger unhappy with point after Chelsea draw against Wolves. Chelsea defender Antonio Rudiger has shared his thoughts on his side's draw against Wolves on Sunday afternoon. The Blues drew 0-0 at Molineux in a somewhat quiet game in the Premier League. Rudiger's side have been affected by injuries in previous weeks and fresh positive tests for COVID-19 have added to the West London side's troubles over a busy festive period. Speaking to the media after the game, the German international commented on Chelsea's result on the road. The build-up to the game was not the easiest, but we have to look at the table, so we cannot be happy with that point. Luck is not on our side because we don't bury these Christian Pulisic's chance type of chances. It's difficult to get 3 points. The first half it was not our best. They dominated the game, but for me, they were not dangerous. The second half we had a good uplift, we showed character, but still, at the end of the day, we cannot be happy with a point. Thomas Tuchel makes Conor Gallagher admission despite ongoing Chelsea midfield crisis. Thomas Tuchel insists Chelsea's decision to loan Conor Gallagher to Crystal Palace was the right decision, which has paid off. Chelsea have been experiencing problems in midfield in recent weeks with N'Golo Kante knee, Mateo Kovacic hamstring and COVID-19, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Jorginho back and possible COVID-19 being sidelined for a period of time. It has seen calls for Gallagher to be recalled from South London, but that option is off the table due to him already hitting the threshold of games needed to stay at Palace, blocking Chelsea from triggering to end his loan. Tuchel was once again asked about the 21-year-old, who has scored 6 goals and provided 3 assists in 17 appearances in all competitions this season for the Eagles. The Chelsea head coach admitted he would have only been 4th choice at Stamford Bridge, which influenced the decision to allow him to gain regular minutes. We talked about why we took the decision for Conor. We looked at our midfield with N'Golo Kante, Jorginho and Kovacic. Conor was considered the number 4. He knew this all, said Tuchel. The way that we loved and appreciated, but the opportunity came up where he could see more minutes, more responsibility. Would he be the same Conor if he had stayed? Obviously not, because the situation would have been different and maybe the same people would say how can they rely on Conor Gallagher. He maybe would have only played once in weeks if Mateo Kovacic had not been injured. You cannot go back to these decisions. They are made for the club and for the player. We need everybody agreed on it. It is obviously a good decision because Conor is playing so well and everybody is happy. He is doing well because he is playing every single game and he knows how important he is to this team of Crystal Palace. That's a huge part of being at the best level you can be. Thomas Tuchel delivers Jorginho update amid Chelsea COVID-19 scare. Chelsea boss Thomas Tuchel remains unsure whether or not Jorginho will be available for the upcoming games due to his COVID-19 situation. Jorginho missed Chelsea's goalless draw at Wolves on Sunday after the club left him out of the squad for the trip to the Midlands. Chelsea have 7 confirmed COVID-19 cases within the playing squad, as well as many staff members, so wanted to avoid the risk of bringing Jorginho to Molineux. Tuchel admitted they are yet to know if Jorginho is positive or negative, which could see him miss the next couple of games should he have to self-isolate. The Chelsea boss was asked on what's next for the Blues after they had their request to postpone Sunday's game rejected by the Premier League. "I've got no idea," replied Tuchel. "We had an idea yesterday evening what is going to happen, a postponement, but that did not happen. So we have no idea. We will continue to do tests on a daily basis and go to training like we did. We as a club have been very, very responsible. We left Kai Havertz out against Everton, although we needed him badly in his position, with a negative test because he had symptoms. We left Jorginho out today and it's not even clear until now if he's positive or negative. So we are very responsible with it." There has been a lot in the last 24 hours and now we will sit in a bus for 3 hours together and tomorrow we will do training. We will be tested before and then we will wait for the result. Chelsea will continue to test their squad ahead of the Carabao Cup quarter-final at Brentford on Wednesday night. They will be hoping for positive news, but it won't come as a surprise if more positive COVID-19 results hit the camp. Thomas Tuchel, Cesar Azpilicueta contract uncertainty not a problem for Chelsea. Thomas Tuchel isn't concerned about the uncertainty surrounding Cesar Azpilicueta's future at Chelsea with the defender's deal set to expire at the end of the season. The 32-year-old will, as it stands, leave Stamford Bridge next summer when his contract runs out because he is yet to pen an extension in the capital. Clubs in Spain, including Barcelona, are monitoring his situation, while it has been claimed Azpilicueta has informed his representatives to find a new club to give him the best chance of making the 2022 Spain World Cup squad. It is expected that Chelsea will offer him a new deal but talks are yet to open over a new deal. Tuchel was asked about the Spaniard's future in West London and isn't concerned by his contract situation, which will allow him to sign a pre-contract with a foreign club from January 1. Speaking to the official Chelsea website on his contract situation, Tuchel said, "I don't see any problem here. The situation between me and the club is very clear. He is our captain. He has all possibilities to stay here as long as possible and become the legend he already is. He is a fantastic captain and a fantastic player." Azpilicueta has been in and out of the side on occasions this term, moving from central defence to right wing back. If there are some weeks where he does not play so much, like in the last weeks, there are some reasons, added Tuchel. First of all, he was injured in his shoulder. Second of all, the team played very strong in his positions with Trevoh, Chalobah, and Andreas Christensen, and at wing-back with Reece James. That's how it is. If there is any player who knows it is like this, it's Azpi. He is very calm. He has everything in his own hands. I see no signs we should be worried about it.
That is on Jorginho today. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye and see you by tomorrow news.